Good day, everyone. Today, I am tasked to do an interview about the learning styles, which is basically we have three types of learning styles, which is auditory, kinesthetic, and visual. Just to give you a little background about these three, auditory is more likely in more likely to engage with our ears, and for the visuals, it is with our eyes, and kinesthetic, it is more likely to um, engage to things rather than to entertain yourself in regards with learning. So I've interviewed my friends, and this was the question: what type of lessons interest you the most, and how do you prefer learning it? It is through visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, and why. So regarding their response, I've observed that most of them chose visual rather than kinesthetic and auditory. It is because some of them their majors are math, so it includes graph. It includes solutions, so it is more likely to have a better portraying using visual learning because when you say math, for me math is very complicated subject. So I would like to learn math also through visual and kinesthetic because I am a type of person I cannot learn when I don't engage myself in such learning. So I really personally I would love or I would like to choose kinesthetic. And yeah. Hi everyone, good evening. So before we formally start, let me just formally introduce myself. My name is Arnold Gornas. I am a freshman taking up the Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English, and I am from Cebu Eastern College. So I am tasked to do an interview about. It is more likely like a social experiment about learning styles. So um, would you mind if you introduce yourself, Miss Micaela?
Hi, I am Micaela A. Batilier. I am a first year college student taking up Bachelor of Science and Hospitality Management from Cebu Eastern College.
Okay, thank you. Also, you, Mr. Hinier.
Hi, good evening everyone. I am Inierti Flores. I am a student from the University of Cebu main campus and I'm taking up Bachelor of Science in Accountancy.
So, thank you. So, the question is, what type of lesson interests you the most, and how do you prefer learning it? Is it through visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, and why? Would you like to answer it first, Mr. Flores?
Of course, okay. The topics that interest me the most are those topics related to my courses. It is hard, of course, but I oddly find it more interesting. And when it comes to learning, I prefer a combination of visual and auditory because in visual I can see what the professor is trying to say or trying to teach us, and it is information from these visual aids and anything is being translated by auditory, which I find more effective for me because I can retain it longer than anything than any type and any method of teaching.
Oh, I see. I know you're a brilliant student. So, thank you for that response, Mr. Flores. So, would you mind answering the question, Miss Michaela Batilier?
Uh, for me, I am I have that tendency to learn the hard in a hard way, so I choose all of the above because actually there are a lot of students who are having a hard time learning, especially in these times of the pandemic na kana online lang. So best should if like kaya sa face to face nga we have all three option, three choices: the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Kay example, kaya na ko I'm having a hard time just to learn, so I need a lot of explanation. Kaya I ask a lot of questions and I need kanang a lot of interactions. Kay dili para sa like there are other people na dali lang kayo kanang single explanation. They already get what they kuan, what they need. Pero better jud if like all of it kay mahatag sa teacher. Kay there are a lot of teachers pud nga discuss lang kay discuss dili mo explain. Napay uban nga tingatan og task nya kanang dili dili mo storya nya kahuman kay after. after mo discuss kay mag-quiz dayon bisag dili pa enough ang na-learn sa students ba. So
Mhm.
need jud og interaction ang everyone dili lang kay ang students but also the teachers need sad sila mo kuan sa students. So that's my answer.
So, are you guys ready for the question?
Ready?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you. So, the question is, what type of lesson interests you the most? And how do you prefer learning it? Is it through visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, and why? So, Mr. Sam Gambe, can you answer it first?
Okay, so for me, as a Bachelor of Science in accountancy student, I prefer learning my lessons through visual because um, accountancy is more on solving problems. So I really need, or students in BSA really needs to um, see or to watch how the formula was being solved. So in your question of what type of lessons interest me the most, so the lesson I am interested to is to any lessons that is in connected or with connection to analysis or solving problems and to juridical necessities. That's all.
So, thank you for that response, Mr. Sam. Um, Miss Janice,
So, well, I am taking up secondary education, major in mathematics in Cebu Technological University. So, as a major in math students, the lesson that I am interested the most is anything that involves mathematics, specifically algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and many more. So I prefer learning it through visually because in the first place, I am a visual learner. So I learn lesson if I saw it, I I read it, and um, for me, it is more effective for a math major students to learn through visual presentation. And that's all. Thank you.
All right, yes, of course. So now my answer to that question is that the lesson that interests me the most is the kinesthetic learning. It is because it has a techniques that are used in combination of visual and auditory study techniques, and that produce multi-sensory learning. And also because I do believe that we can learn more if we explore and experience doing things hands-on, and it is a great to have a to be physically active and
quick, quick,
doing
sa
things
baba!
you wanted to learn. So in my case, I am a future educator major in SPED class, which is I will teach deaf person or deaf people in the future. So now dili man sila kadungog, so the best thing that I can do to help them is to um help them to explore things and do this hands-on. So we can learn a lot more than that. Yeah, like just hearing something or seeing something. So we can learn by both saying something and hearing something. So that's why I prefer kinesthetic learning.
Thank you for
That will
that
be all. Thank you.
wonderful response, Miss Gornes. I guess you are a very flexible person, and I believe you can apply that in the future. So thank you. And would you like to answer the question now, Mr. Sumili?
Okay, the lesson that that interests me the most since I am a mathematics major, then I'm to be specific, I love math. I mean specifically algebra. Then because I love problem, I love solving, and so because I love analyzation. Then um, and also it makes me feel comfortable. Then um, I think through um, kinesthetic, through visual and auditory. Then um, applicable sila ang silang tulo kay applicable.
Yes.
Pwede ka mo maminaw while taking down notes, pwede ka mag sina, mag magtanaw like sa YouTube para makat-on. Kaya minsan
Mhm.
din nagka ng analyzation, need of mga interpretation or parang mag-internalize it ka sa mga studies or mga lessons.
Yes. Thank you for that response. Yeah.
So hi guys, my name is Urchulan Sanchez, taking up Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering at CIT University.
Thank you for that response, Ms. Sanchez. So, would you like to introduce yourself, Miss Desiree?
Hi everyone, my name is Desiree BS course at Cable Business College.
So, would you like to introduce yourself, Miss Jessamay?
Hello, Hello everyone, my name is Jessamine D. Bertadaso, taking up a BS course at Asian College of Technology. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. So, yeah. As what I have said earlier, I am tasked to do an interview about learning styles. So the question is, what type of lessons interest you the most, and how do you prefer learning it? Is it through visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, and why? Would you like to answer first, Miss Sanchez?
For me, my I find it interesting when I'm solving problems involving numbers and makuha siya nako na pastime kaya ma-enjoy sa nako. And then in case of sa learning kanang usually is kanang important din siya sa pag-solve of problem kay kanang kailangan nimo mag-visual para ipakita ang mga method, kailangan sa nimo explanation which is the
Yes.
auditory and the kailangan sa nimo na imo i-apply para makasabot ka maayo.
Thank you for that response, Miss Sanchez. Would you like to answer the question, Miss Jessamine?
For me, I prefer learning visual because it helps manage and develop my visual thinking. Also, it helps develop my own skills and such as critical thinking and decision making, problem solving, and also have better understanding. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for that wonderful answer, Miss Jessamine. I guess you are so very what do you call this, flexible. So, would you like to answer the question, Miss Desiree?
No, charot. Okay, the type of lesson that I am most interested in is about the history, specifically General Luna, and the type of learner that I am, as I observe, is the kinesthetic type of learning
Yes.
because I am more in active in learning when I am involving myself and participating such. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, I guess I can relate to that one because I also love history. So thank you for all the response. I am so grateful that you guys participate in this interview of mine. That's all for today's interview. Good night and God bless. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope everyone learned something about this video. Thank you and goodbye.